Stitch Along Friday.
Yes. Happy Stitch Along Friday.
I can't believe it. We're here.
We're here.
We have lots of things to think about and talk about.
We do. Absolutely. Yes.
What things do you have to talk about?
Yeah, okay. You always stump me with those questions.
Lisa just gets here first thing in the morning, and she does a mad rush around making sure that we've got some models.
That's true.
Sitting
I do.
there.
Yes.
And you do all this work, and then I ask you for that question.
That's right. Exactly. My brain hasn't caught up yet.
No, it's unfair of me. So maybe I won't ever ask you again.
No,
keep
on
with
asking, and I'll try to be on top of things.
So
I've only had one cup of tea this morning.
That's the other problem.
Yeah.
We've got to get you some more caffeine.
I know, and I don't drink coffee, so that won't do me any good. So.
Well, that's true, and I do have a cup of coffee, but mine is like half, not even a third caffeine and 2/3 decaf. But it's still enough coffee to get me being a little motor.
Yeah.
Good morning, Loretta and Bill and Amy Lee. Okay, I know it's Amy Lee. I'm pretty sure Bill isn't there, but anyway.
Probably not. You never know.
No, but if Bill is there, hello.
Hi, Bill.
And Cynthia, hello. Nice to see you too. This is our Friday morning, first week in February.
Yeah. It's hard to believe it's February already.
I know. It's actually pretty easy to believe because it was only like we did have January 31st.
True.
So,
true, yes.
We can believe it. But it is really, really going quickly. And, I was noticing someone said that at the checkout the other day at the grocery store. They said, how come as you get older, everything seems to go faster when you go slow? Oh, they said.
Yeah.
Because we're going slower.
Slower, yes. It does seem to go by quickly, that's for sure.
Lisa's always very happy because I'm always complaining about being older and slower and blah, 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 and no memory and everything. And of course, she's like, what, 10 years younger? Maybe.
Yeah, 12 years younger.
12 years younger. Mm-hmm. So she's always going to be a little younger, faster than me. So in a way, but I said to her yesterday, but you also are getting a little older, not just me.
This is true.
Just comparison.
But I don't think you've slowed down any. That's the thing. I think I've always been slow. So
Oh no, you're just what I feel you are is the thing that I am not, which is very careful and very, what is that called? Thorough. You do everything really well.
I was going to say anal, but that's...
Yeah, that could be part of it too. But anyway, but I do things more quickly, and then I make mistakes, and that I rue later, that I regret later. I also do a little more carelessness, like I just have more, let's get this done attitude.
True.
And
yes.
so, between the two of us, we actually balance out.
Yeah.
Which is good. And it looks like a whole bunch of people have had snow. Well, that's not surprising either, because boy, was it ever snowing back east. Let's see. Hello, Sue Donnelly. Hello.
Good morning, Sue.
Hello. It's Amy.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it wasn't Bill, too. Kathy Bird, morning, y'all. I love that, Kathy. I didn't know, is that a Southern expression, or is y'all just generally an expression that the American people use in general? Because I know here in Canada, we don't use y'all. We use a. And probably a bunch of other stuff we don't even know we're using.
That's true, yes.
Allison Fowles, good morning. Katrina Middleton, Jennifer Gowan. We are chipper.
Look more chipper? Jeez, I just said to you this morning I was feeling a little melancholy, so I'm glad I look chipper.
Yes, but the melancholy sometimes happens just without even any reason. And sometimes you get the feeling that things are moving too quickly, and that can make you feel like a sense of loss or whatever. We have these things in our heads.
Yes.
And so you just keep looking chipper, and you'll feel better.
Yeah, well, and that's what I thought when I thought, at first nope, gotta,
It does help, actually.
It does.
Richard was saying the other day that if you try to balance on one leg, it's really hard to feel sad. So, because you're focused on balancing most likely. But anyway, I tried it, and I didn't only not feel sad, I kind of felt a little happier.
That you didn't fall?
Hola, Marley. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Barbara Ludomirska is here. I almost say that correctly.
Yeah.
Pat Henke, good morning. Good morning. Tracy Emmett from England. Love all of where you're come. Linda says it's Southern slang. Okay, I feel like I'm vindicated. So
Yeah.
it's not all of the United States. But maybe Kathy Bird is from the South.
Yeah, could be.
Who knows? Oh, Jennifer says
15 inches. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
We usually count in centimeters, and if you had said 15 centimeters, I would have went, two.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, for 15 inches, you have to multiply that by 2.5 to get centimeters.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Look how many centimeters. That's a lot more.
That's a lot more.
45 centimeters?
Yeah.
Pat Henke had ice then snow. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I hope it's over soon. Jennifer McEwen, hello. Sandy Rubitsky, Diane Mertisdorf. And you'll start it in the South for sure. Okay. I don't know if you started in the South, Kathy, but I always love reading it. So, Sue says, y'all is definitely Southern. If you look at Kathy Bird's post, you'll see the option of C translation popped up. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, it's really cute.
Cold El Paso. How cold, Vicky?
Yeah. El Paso is like Texas is still to me
southern Texas. So I know it gets pretty hot there in the summer.
Wow. And Lynn Burton says hello, and so does Brenda Lichtleyer. Yay! Dorothy Wendell, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And can't think of anyone else. Oh, Vicky Fisher says 26 degrees. I guess that's Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. That would be cold.
That would be below zero.
Yeah. That would definitely be a little chilly.
Yes. Hopefully it'll warm up for you soon.
We're not even that cold.
No. I'm not cold.
Yeah.
You're not cold. And outside it's not even that cold. No. Tedra says, hello. Oh, you also have a cool day here in Phoenix. That's pretty amazing. So the cold has kind of stretched all the way down,
and it's bypassed us.
Yep, and Jane, that's right, it has. We are, let's see, we're about 6 degrees.
I think it was about 6 when I pulled in this morning.
Centigrade.
Celsius.
Sorry, grade. Celsius.
So that would be 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 30, so 42, 43, somewhere in there.
That's really pretty balmy for a February event. Anyway, I love February, partly because it's the month of lovers. And partly because it's a month that I was born.
That's true. Yes. That's the other thing.
So when I was young, I really, like, other people would go, oh, it's February. And I would go, yay, it's February.
Yeah. My birthday's coming.
And, I don't know. I don't think you ever outgrow that feeling that you had when you were a child. When it's your birthday, there's something about it. You kind of still feel a little special. And you don't need presents. You don't need anybody to even wish it for you. You just feel more special.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing. I don't think that those early memories go away. It looks like Jean Morrison is here. Ellen Meldrum, good morning, ladies, and hello. You've got snow as well in Scotland.
In Scotland.
Wow, Nancy Kenny, hello. See you. It's nice to see you. You got 49, so that makes sense, though, because you're in Tucson. So, we expect that for sure.
Oh, Tucson, that's where people go to winter. So,
that's true.
The snowbirds are going to be going, what the heck?
Anyway, last week I mentioned that Richard and I were thinking of becoming snowbirds to some degree. And I don't know whether I ever will or whether it will even come true. But we were looking at San Diego, and I think it's supposed to be warm there most of the year.
Yeah.
But then there's that one time when they have rain, apparently. And it is incredible, the amount of rain that gets down there in that one day.
Yes.
I think.
It probably all floats on top of the ground too, because
Probably
it's
why.
so hard that it won't soak through.
Probably why there are so mudslides and stuff. So we're also kind of going, oh, maybe we don't want to be in the mudslides. It's hard to know where to go. We do want it warm, but we don't want to get, waterlogged or tsunamied or earthquakes or anything bad. So maybe we'll just stay here.
Yeah, I mean, you have just as much of a chance being in an earthquake here that you do down there. So,
So might as well just stay here.
Just stay, yeah.
Thanks, Jennifer Gowan. We have beautiful fake flowers behind us. They've been around for some time. I love them because they're just a whole bunch of nice color. So thank you very much. DC Ryan is in southern Georgia, and it's nice and warm there.
That's a nice temperature.
Yeah, for sure. Pat Henke says snow in the front door. Can't shovel. No, you shouldn't shovel either. It's not good.
Not good for your back.
Maybe you can get other people to come and shovel for you, though, Pat. If you have anyone else that can come. We had some neighbor here who would ride his, what did they call that?
The ATV?
ATV, yes. And what's that in long? ATV? It's an all-terrain vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the all-terrain vehicle that he has that he uses elsewhere, I suppose, it then turns into a little mini snowplow, and he goes tearing down the street so fast with his little tiny snowplow. We don't always have very much snow at one time, but he does. And then he came up one time and did our driveway, and he was standing up and he was having such a good time.
It's his toy. He's going, yay, it's snowing. I can finally put the plow on it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, he's our local hero. So hopefully if you're snowed in, you have your own local heroes around. Norma's got a winter wonderland. Oh, love those days.
Yep. Perfect day for stitching.
When you are, when you can't get out or you don't want to get out because it's scary out there, what a wonderful day. You just take off.
Absolutely.
Just
That's what everything. I did over the Christmas holidays.
That's
when
right.
It was snowing. It's like, yay, I don't have to be anywhere, so I don't have to worry about it.
Pull out your stitching without any guilt.
With no guilt.
Karen Crows and Fiona Edwards and Carol Reed. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a long time since you've been around, Karen Crows. Yeah. So great. Let's see. Donna Van Boxel is here. Snow covered and cold. Yes. Kathy Bird says, I've lived most of my life in Virginia. Aha, that's why. Yeah, well, it makes total sense. I just love, I hear the southern kind of.
And drawl.
Yes, and I smell the southern flowers. And anyway, Jen Inglis is here. Jean, sorry about that. From Haddington in East Lothian. That sounds like far, far away. Oh, well, it is Scotland, so it's farther away from us. Nancy Kenny says our snowbirds are wearing their light parkas with their shorts. That's so cute. Gail says, good day to you all. Thank you, Gail. Judy says, I can't wait to start my garden in the new house. I already planted bulbs. Yes, this is the time to start putting those bulbs out there. If there's still some frost in the air, then those bulbs will just get better. Although I thought around here we have to put them in the fall.
Generally speaking, I think, because we get quite wet.
Maybe, I'm not sure why, but anyway, so you're going to put them in now? Awesome. I already planted iris bulbs. Oh, good. So they're already in. Excellent.
Bob yesterday said he planted, not outside in the garden, but started seedlings for our onions in the greenhouse already.
Really? Oh, and you guys grow the best onions.
Yeah.
Judy Pfeiffer says, I can't wait to start my garden. That's right. You already did. Oh, sorry. It's just that the comments go back and forth, and now it's doing it some more. Norma's saying some things. Cheryl Keensey is saying a few things. Looks like everything is going fast. Fast. Tanya Kelly says, good morning. We have some sleet. Good to see you, Tanya.
Yeah.
Jeanette Arizmendi. Buenas tardes. From Bogota.
Yeah.
Akshay Raghu, I can say we have snow in central Texas. Oh my goodness.
A rarity, yes.
Yeah. Her oldest granddaughter is already using y'all. Norma Farrow says that Progresso Beach in about 30 miles from Merida. Okay. Her neighbor goes there.
Yeah.
Sorry. And Merida sounds like a really nice place. Miss those days. It would be a great winter destination. If you're on the East Coast, I could see going to the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah.
But when you're on the West Coast, you have to cross the entire continent, and I've seen the length of time you're in that plane is like 15 hours, even to get to the first destination, which would probably be like Miami or even Texas, right? And then you'd have to stop over because it's just too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my feeling.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of going to Merida. Sounds lovely.
And I'm not good in planes, so
No, and also you have to wear your mask the entire
yeah.
time.
And I suffer from motion sickness, though and I'm
Oh.
also claustrophobic, so
And here
being
I was going to take you to Merida for the next holiday. Too bad.
so being in planes is not necessarily a good thing for me.
No, it isn't. And actually, being in any kind of moving vehicle when you suffer from motion sickness must
Yeah.
not be easy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Unless you're in control, right?
Unless I'm in control. Yeah, I can. As a kid, my dad loved to go on these little driving, Sunday drives type of thing. And I would lie down in the back seat until we got to our
Moaning.
destination, and that's about it. I couldn't even read because that would
That
cause
would really do it.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that if you suffer motion sickness and you want to be in control, you have to learn how to fly the plane.
That's true, yes.
Right?
Yes, but I'm still inside a tube, so that is the other thing. So
Akshay says, thank you for showing the wonderful design as a cover. Is that one still available? Would love to learn the techniques. The wonderful design on the cover of Facebook now is, I just changed it this morning, is the Bumblebee Lace. And so look it up on our website. Go to www.victoriasampler.com and look up Bumblebee Lace. And you should be able to find it quite easily.
Yes.
There's also, if you click on the picture, on the picture of the Bumblebee Lace, if you click on that picture, you'll see the link right there. I just put it there as well. So no problem. And yes, it's still available.
Yeah.
Lucky us. We still were able to provide you with printed patterns too. Very nice.
Yes.
So we have a stitch of the week that's in our stitch along, and our stitch and technique, actually, because there's more of a technique to this stitch.
Yes. True.
Right? You
True.
kind of have to know how to do it as well as just doing it.
It's not difficult, though.
No, it shouldn't be difficult.
It's not difficult.
No. Anyway, we have one in mind, and you guys can guess, as always. And we do have quite a few, it looks like. We've got them all spread out here. Lisa spent quite some time this morning gathering them all up and making sure that we are not showing ones we've already shown before.
Yes, we're trying to go through the whole set of different designs.
Yeah, we have how many?
243.
243 designs.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Not counting the beyond cross stitch.
That's right. We could put another 60 on there.
Yeah. And of course, then you have the Hearts of America designs.
Yeah, but they're in the 240.
I guess they're part of the 243.
Yeah.
Then there's Kathy's designs.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Those are Kathy's designs, though. They don't have a lot of specialty stitches or techniques.
True.
So they're mostly cross-stitch. Yeah. And don't forget them because they're lovely and adorable. Kathy Jean's designs are on our website. Okay. So... Okay, so you're guessing it's herringbone. It's certainly one I use a lot. Anyway, you'll see. We'll see whether there's herringbones coming up. So shall we start?
We shall start.
Okay, so I'm going to start with this one then, since you have to bring yours out of the bag.
Well, I was going to start with this one because...
Oh, too bad.
Okay.
Too late. As you can see, this is the Victorian Cottage, and there is a whole bunch of cross stitch here. And long stitches with the swing, and there's all sorts of other stitches as well. Victorian Cottage. This actually is a part of a set. I think we have a couple back here, don't we?
I think you can see a couple there.
Yeah.
There's one over here on
one
this
over
side.
that side too. One over this side. Oh, come on. There. Nope, can't see it.
It's off.
Oh, it's not the same anyway. It's not the same. It is not a cottage. This is just one of
4.
How many cottages? 4 cottages. So if you want to find any of these, again, our website, victoriasampler.com, and then put in the search thing, put the word cottage, and you'll find these amongst it.
There's other cottages too, but that are larger. But
but that's how you can sort of search.
These are cute little designs. They wouldn't take much long to stitch.
No, they wouldn't.
Or finish, for that matter.
The finishing is adorable, and I think that's one of the techniques we will definitely have to show soon enough. Okay. And looks like Janet Sunday is here. Very cold South Dakota. Oh, great to be with you
Yep.
too, Solway. Thank you so much. That is Victorian Cottage.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, and we'll start with yours.
Okay, now this one, we might have shown this one before, but not recently. It's called Stitching in the Garden.
Mhm.
And it has some hardanger in it, some back stitching, hem stitching.
Isn't a cute little girl stitching in the garden? I really like
Absolutely.
that.
I love
And look, Kathy Bird, a Southern plantation
yeah
owned house.
house, and that's what I was gonna say. It's got the nice little plantation house
Yep.
with the magnolia tree around it,
And it's got a frog.
it's got a frog, and it's got some hardanger.
You have to have a frog when
Yeah.
you're stitching, and you have to have that frog because he comes to visit once in a while. And years ago, people started talking about ripping out mistakes by saying, rip it, and it
Mhm.
sounded like a frog.
Frog.
So now
It's frogging.
frogging is what it's called when you take something out
Yeah.
and you want to fix it. And also, we have our frog visiting us once in a while. So that's why I occasionally put a frog in my designs.
And I prefer to call it reverse stitching.
Very good idea. Extremely good idea.
It's not a mistake. It's just a learning experience.
Well, that's the other thing about mistakes. The word mistake has a really bad connotation.
It does. Yeah.
But I found that I never learn anything unless I make some mistakes.
Absolutely.
Because the
Yeah.
mistakes kind of put it in
Yeah.
your brain, and then
Yeah.
you don't forget again. Like, what did I do the other day? I did something. It doesn't matter what I did. It does, but not to anyone else.
Yeah, but you learned from it.
Boy, did I learn from it. I went, oh, and I had spent all day trying to figure out what was it I'd done wrong. And then when I discovered it, it made me, like, I remember it now so well. I don't think I'll ever forget it. Because a day spent on something and you don't know what's going on, it's scary. Here's another design, which I absolutely adore.
I love this one too. I finished it last year. It still needs to be framed, so I got to go in and CD.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got a CD anyway, don't we? This one is so cute. It has a lot of strawberries, so that's why it's called Strawberry Fields. And there's still some Bargello in this one as well. You can imagine yourself going out picking strawberries. They're coming quite soon. So this would be a good one to start now to look forward to the spring. Look at those strawberries. Yum, yum, yum. I actually think the strawberries are a little bit bright, the color of the strawberries. But boy, when they're that color, they are ripe.
They are ripe. And they're good.
And there is some people having, I think they're having tea. With strawberry scones in the tea house. Okay, I have a big imagination, all right? I can't really see this.
Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness you've got a big imagination.
Well, I like to tell stories in my samplers.
You do, absolutely. That's why everybody loves to stitch them, because they love to follow the story.
The story. Yeah. Me too. I love stories, and I love stories in stitching. So I'm glad. Actually, somebody mentioned that not too long ago, that they liked it because it was always moving and there was always stuff happening.
Yeah.
That's probably true. Let's see. Sue Donnelly said, frog. You probably were talking about frog before I even described it. Pat Henke says, I love the colors of Stitch in the Garden. Is it Stitch in the Garden?
It's Stitcher's Garden.
Stitcher's Garden, but that's okay.
And actually the wording on it says Stitching in the Garden.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Pat Henke. Loretta says, very pretty. Thank you. Jean Inglis has a really good idea.
Yeah. I call it a happy accident. I agree. Yeah.
If the mistake looks okay, it's absolutely okay then. Okay, so next one. Are we doing that one soon? No, not yet, right?
Not yet.
No, okay. So this one is Spring Garden. And I know it's almost time for your spring garden.
It's almost time.
If you're in the northern part of the northern hemisphere, you're going to go, okay, I'm ready for spring.
Yes.
And this would give you such a fun stitch, especially when it's snowing, because you get the cherry trees and the bunnies there, and the tulips and the daffodils. I mean, they're all there. The swans on the pond. And look, there's even a hem stitching area, which some of you have done for the first time in the stitch along this week. So proud of the people who have never done it and actually tried it and did such a good job.
And did really well, absolutely.
Yep. And there's, of course, the bees are coming out buzzing and the birds are out there. So you can stitch this one when things are snowy to look forward to how nice it would be in the spring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what's happening. Is there another frog in there?
Yes, there is.
Yep, good for you. Another frog. Pat says we don't get strawberries until June. Actually, that's true, but it might take you till June if you're doing a rotation.
Yes.
To stitch the strawberry fields. That's the reason it's there now, so that you can kind of work up to June, and it'll be all done by the time June hits. Hello, Mickey
Hi,
Broussard. Good to see you. I'm glad to be back with you also. You must have had been away or way more other things to do, important things. Sue Donnelly, yep, you're right, Norma. Lazy Daisies, maybe. There you go. There is another guess.
Yes.
He's got a good guess. Now, Hydrangea House.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
I
think?
love this one.
Yeah, this really is. The colors in this one,
Yeah, absolutely.
they worked out so well.
What I like about these little samplers is they don't take long to stitch up, but you have lots of little variety to it.
Exactly. You've got color, you've got variety, you have
texture.
Exactly. Those hydrangeas in the middle with that vine, those are French knots or colonial knots, whichever you prefer. And look at that. There's a little bit of lace, but it's got some overdyed colors in it. And then the bottom scene. I do love my little scenes.
Me too.
And this one is just a lovely garden. There's an American flag, but you can change it to your flag. If you have just a few little colors of your flag in there, just a gentle hint of your own flag, that should be fine. And this one's called Hydrangea House. Yeah. Thank you. And Larry Wyman says, bullion nuts. I've forgotten your real name. I know it's under your husband's name. But that's okay. You don't have to tell your real name. I just want you to know that I know you're not Larry. Loretta says, very pretty. Pat says, I'm the only one who knows the mistake and no one else sees them. Absolutely. Yes, I think this one.
I think that's a good one.
Is it okay if I show it every time so that
it is
this
actually
leaning forward and holding it?
I actually like it when you show them all the time.
Okay.
Means I don't have to move.
I'm just double checking because sometimes I get the feeling my coffee kind of overrides everything. You know, like I'm just talking.
And that's okay.
And that's okay with her. Okay. Just making sure. So this one is called Heirloom Memories. And this one, I actually did this in memory of my grandmother, who was my mother's mother, and she passed away some time ago. But then I put in this person's name because I didn't have another name. I didn't want to put my grandmother's name in this particular model. But in any case, the idea is that my grandmother passed away, and she loved flowers, and particularly these colors of flowers. So I did this whole sampler for her. And as you can see, there's lots of texture in this one as well. Really soft colors. And some roses, which she loved. And these grays, it's just all what she wore. This is the kind of clothes that she would wear as well. So you can change these colors, you know.
Yeah, because there's not that many colors in it. So it would be fairly easy to, especially for the bullion knot roses, to change the color of them.
Exactly. Like there's an overdye in here. You can choose another one that you like and then just harmonize with that.
Yeah.
Because you're learning all the time to change colors. Yeah. This is called Heirloom Memories. And what else do we have? We have so many things.
We do, but you've got that one or that one?
I think I'll kick this one first.
Yeah. Because it is a beautiful one. I started that last year. I've got to pull it out again. Haven't quite made it back into the rotation.
This is actually a really good one to do a little bit of. Because it is seasonal, right?
Yes.
Or it's holiday kind of thing. Let's just see. I'm the only one. Jolene says.
Oh, that's her name.
Another frog.
Not Larry, it's Jolene.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Barbara Thomas says, so surprised that Sue saw the little frog. Yeah, Sue has a very keen eye. And Norma says it's perfect for a baby's baptism.
Yes, it
So
would.
true. It has that
Definitely.
little cross as
Hmm.
well. Oh, and some people didn't like the cross because they're not of any kind of religion, or
Yeah.
they just don't go for crosses. And so they put things like butterflies in there, or
A
other.
Rhodes heart.
A rose heart would be
Hmm.
loving and
Hmm.
beautiful. And are there any rose hearts in this one? No,
No, but I think
but there's some online.
yes.
And
Yeah.
then there was one in our stitch along, so
Hmm.
you can always use that one as
And
well.
you make it larger, the size of the
Hmm.
cross,
Hmm.
and it would
Hmm.
be beautiful.
Yes, I
Hmm.
think that, substituting is one of the things that this year is all about.
Yeah.
It was last year, but even more so this year for the Victoria
Yeah.
sampler patterns, because you're not getting the act packs anymore,
Yeah.
the accessory packs anymore. And so really important for people to know how to change.
Yeah. How to change thread
Yep,
colors,
yep,
stitches.
yep. So if you have learned anything this year from the Victoria Sampler, it's that no pattern has to be the exact same
Hmm.
colors
Hmm.
as are given to you
Yeah.
in the materials list. Doesn't matter what pattern you have.
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
choose your colors that harmonize with what you like. And
Yeah.
particularly harmonize not just for your eye, but also for your surroundings and your clothes that you're wearing, everything.
Yes.
It's wonderful to go buy someone else's colors, absolutely, because they're always surprising to everyone.
Hmm.
They're not
Hmm.
your colors maybe, so then you get some education about what colors go well together. But if you ever have you're lacking a thread, or you just don't you can't buy it anywhere anymore, use something else.
Hmm. Yeah.
Even for silk ribbon stuff, which I have a lot of, and you might not be able to get much silk ribbon, you can use other stitches. You can fill in, for instance, a shape like a leaf with cross stitches. There's so many
Hmm.
different ways that
Hmm.
you can substitute. Anyway, this is the little model that I wanted to show you. I can't get any closer right now because this is a long sampler, but in a minute I'll show you more. This is the little church at the top. If you're not into churches, it's still something that you can see in the distance, right,
Yeah.
of any town. There's always a church here or there. And this one is called Easter
Egg hunt.
Egg Hunt. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
And of course, below the little house and the church are these, and you can see all the little eggs in a row. Just they're actually meant to be in the grass, but this is, yeah, they are in the grass, kind of, sort of. And then below that is our ubiquitous cat in the garden looking for birds, and the beehive, and of course a really nice display of daffodils, more eggs lying in the grass. This time they're bigger. And guess who's popping up? Peter Rabbit? Is that Peter Rabbit?
Hmm.
Certainly the Easter Bunny, that's for sure. He's bringing all of the eggs to the garden. And look who's down there looking for eggs. And they're looking very, very hard because they want to eat all those eggs. And there you've got some hardanger with a series of Algerian eyes in the colors above. Really pretty. I hope you like this one. It's called
Easter egg hunt.
I can say it together with you. That's fun. And finally, one more. Okay, what's this one called?
Ocean Boulevard.
Ocean Boulevard. This one's actually more for summer. But those of you who stitch slow or have, a lot of room in your rotation.
Stitch rotation.
Thank you. In your rotation, you might get started on this sometime. And don't forget, you still have to get it if you don't have it yet. You still have to get it, and then you have to kind of choose your colors, or maybe you've already got the act pack for this one. And it's called Ocean Boulevard, and literally shouts out summer to me. You?
Yes. Yeah.
What's really funny is, and someone mentioned it too, there's the houses, which is next to the water on the other side. And of course, I'm calling people walking on the beach in front of the houses. It is a little topsy-turvy, but it gives you such a wonderful atmosphere that I couldn't see how else to do this. I didn't want to take it from the other side.
Yes.
Take the picture from the other side of the scene.
And they could, there could be a beach on both sides.
Well,
right?
there is on this one.
It could be a peninsula.
Yeah, it's a peninsula. This one's really fun to do, and you can put it on some aqua colored blue. Don't choose a cool blue, choose a warm blue to reflect all the sunshine in the air. Anyway, let's see. Thank you, DC Ryan. Looks like you enjoyed that one. And Solway loves the colors for the Easter egg
Me
hunt.
too. Yeah.
Carol has stitched that one and really enjoyed it. There's a whole bunch of little things in there, which makes it very Eastery. Hello, Becky Klager. Carolyn McCall says, I got here. It's snowy days, so we're all home. Oh, that's great. Dorothy, I'm making a list of things to order. Well, there's some of these are just so sweet. And they're very spring-like. We really tried hard to look for things that will lift your spirits in the snow when you're, in the northern hemisphere, I should say. People in the southern hemisphere, however, probably need something snowy to stitch. They're probably a little hot.
That's true, yes. That would keep them a little cooler.
I think Jennifer McEwen has a question.
Pattern name of the White House with the dark roof with the winter scene that is
this one right here. It's Winter Cottage.
Winter Cottage.
I remember the name. So this one is Winter Cottage. And I think my head is in front of some other cottages. Let me just see. Yeah.
No, I think she's talking about the one with the White House.
Nope, can't see it. See? Can't see it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a White House, but it's not quite a White House.
No, it's not quite a White House. No.
It's turquoisey blue. Very light colored though, Jennifer. And then on this side, there we go. There's the spring one and the summer one are sitting behind my head. And they're all called, after
the cottage. One is Beach Cottage and the other one is Cherry Blossom Cottage. Yes.
They're all called cottages in any case. Thanks, Joanna Fuzon. That's very nice of you. And hello from Lithuania. Hello. Can you see us? Yeah. That's quite a distance away.
It is.
Very nice
absolutely.
to see you. You're welcome, Jennifer McEwen. Very good. So I have been thinking about what to do next because I'm designing the stitch along sampler as we go.
Yes.
Just like you, I'm stitching pretty much, I'm actually not even stitching.
You're designing week by week.
A little bit ahead of you guys. Only a little bit. But I did have an idea in mind and I thought, shall I do that this week? But I decided against it.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's the thing that I was going to have here.
Yes. That's true. Yes.
So, so I decided instead to do something perhaps a little bit easier for the people who have not done specialty stitching before. I'm going to keep it a little bit gentle.
Not throw too much at you at one time.
Exactly. Karen, thank you so much. And Taffy, hello.
Yeah.
But that has to come before. That has to come at the end. I cannot tell you all these things now because we're not even. We are kind of close to the end of our stream. Yeah. But I did want to note, actually, those of you who, let's see, what is it that you would like to learn how to stitch? Because I remember thinking to myself, if I had my druthers, I'd like to learn how to stitch. Battenberg lace was one. Castle Guidi was another. There was another one that was also Italian, I think. Reticella. These are all very much more complicated to do, and you have to practice a fair bit.
Absolutely, yes.
So I had those techniques in my head, and I still have them in my head. And I was wondering if there was a technique that we can incorporate into this more beginner's stitch along. Because if there's a technique that you're really not sure of or how to even get started on something, it might be useful. I mean, I couldn't believe how many people said that they had never done a hem stitch before.
Or cut anything.
Or cut anything. And and you did it. I mean, both of us are so proud of you guys.
Absolutely. Because it is terrifying cutting. I mean,
especially when you're by yourself. You don't have anyone there. You're seeing me do it on screen, but hey, this is my stuff here. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if anyone has any other ideas. And don't forget, these ideas that I talked about, I want to learn because I already know all the other techniques, right? So I'm not going to be teaching, it says here, a schwalm. It is white work, it's beautiful, but I'm not going to be introducing that because this is for more beginners.
Yes.
So if there's any beginners kind of techniques that I can incorporate in the sampler, I'd love to do that. So think like a beginner and imagine, what would I like to learn how to do as a beginner, really, if you already know a lot of stitches. Battenberg lace. See, I shouldn't have said any of them.
Yes.
Yes, but I can't teach Battenberg lace here. I just cannot.
No. But in the future, we could do.
No, there's an idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so these suggestions are not lost. I'll write them down because they are good suggestions for sure.
Absolutely. You never know. We could have a online class.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Larry. Sorry, now I have to find out.
Jolene.
Jolene, thank you. I should remember that name. After all, a whole song was made about you.
Absolutely. As soon as I just start thinking that song.
Yeah. And we won't even talk about it because I'm sure that's not you.
That's
you wouldn't
right.
be like that.
Yeah.
DC Ryan says, it would be great, ladies. I feel so lost and inadequate with all these fabulous stitchers. Well, I've seen some of your work, and I have to say that you also have fabulous stitching. You just need to do a bit more practicing to feel like you can do all these fabulous stitches. That's all. It's not like you can't, that's for sure.
Yeah. Once you set your mind to it, it's amazing what you can accomplish. I never thought I could finish anything, but...
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And now you're known for finishing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really did think that?
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I would never have guessed you had that feeling.
No.
You mean when I first asked you to finish something, you said yes, but inside you were going, oh, I can't do it like that?
Well, I thought, I'll give it, I was willing to give it a try. And I think that's...
Because you were already doing quilting.
I had some sewing experience.
Yeah, you really did.
Not much. I mean, of course, when you're in high school, you take your home ec classes and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I did some sewing in school. But, when you sew on a sleeve backwards, it kind of leads you to believe that you shouldn't be doing that.
It fits.
And so when you first asked me, it's like, it was a little terrifying, but I thought, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. What can happen?
And that's the attitude. If you have an attitude that you can't, which you people don't have because you're all doing really well, but if you did, then you probably wouldn't try it. You would never learn whether or not you could do it.
Absolutely. And every year I put on, all my ornaments, even the ones I did before I really started finishing. My husband's, what are you putting on those old ones? I said, I like to see where it came from. Where I started.
Yeah, that's right. Because really, it is a journey.
It is a journey, and I like to see my progression over the years.
And boy, is it ever.
Yeah.
Amazing. I got some, so anyway, DC Ryan, I'm really glad that you're here and you are learning and enjoying so much.
And you are part of the fabulous stitchers.
That's right. Nora White says, thank you for the video. I always enjoy them. Love strawberry and Easter. I'll look for those charts. Excellent. That's Strawberry Fields and
Easter egg hunt.
I never get that one right. Hello, I'd love to learn Schwalm. I think it's LM, but anyway, I think that's what it's called. White work. Yes, and Battenberg lace. It is so pretty. Both of those are gorgeous. Agne says some ribbon stitching. I thought of that this morning, and then I thought, well, what if you can't get ribbon? But what if you can? Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that might be something that we can introduce into a beginner's sampler. So that might come up this year.
And something fairly easy like Japanese ribbon stitch.
Yes, exactly. Something simple. I love that idea. So thank you for that. That will inform me in the next few weeks and even the next month. Jolene says, thank you. I actually came out before Dolly Parton. That's a great comeback. Thank you. Blackwork and thread painting. Oh, Jean. Love blackwork. It's a technique, no doubt. Thread painting would be really beautiful. I'll think about that one too. I haven't
Mhm.
done any so much in my samplers, done a little bit here and
Mhm.
there, because it was always hard to do thread painting in,
Yeah.
because we're doing mostly counted work in my
Absolutely.
samplers, and people like knowing where to
Yeah.
come up and go down.
I
But
I think probably Tea Party was your
a little bit,
try.
yeah,
Yeah.
I tried it there, and then
Hmm.
of course you did actually chart every single
I did
stitch.
chart it. Yes, I did. I did indeed
Oh,
chart.
that's funny. Pat says my most difficult stitch to learn was the French knot, and it sounds like you have learned it,
Hmm.
but the knots I think can be another whole segment of this sampler because
Yeah.
knots are basic.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a variety of them.
Yeah.
The ones that we most often use are, of course, colonial, French, and
Bullion.
bullion, and
Yeah.
those three can stymie people,
Yeah.
like make people go crazy.
Yeah. I love doing all knots. Bullion sometimes can test my patience, but that's another story altogether.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the more practice you do,
Yeah.
and the more you learn the little tricks of the trade. So French knots, I've got it in my head. Thank
Hmm.
you very much. Looks like Lynn Burton says I haven't done ribbon stitching either, but I've heard it's quite easy. It
Hmm.
kind of is, Lynn. So that will be then one of the
Hmm.
techniques, right? I almost thought of it this morning. I thought, maybe I better not. And now I'm thinking maybe I
Maybe you
better.
should.
And
Yeah.
as long as I've got a little bit of alternate pattern for people who just
Yeah.
hate ribbon
Yeah.
stitching, that would help.
Hmm.
Sorry, ribbon. Yeah, we got it. Black work and stump work.
Beaded embroidery.
Beaded embroidery.
Hmm.
Karen,
Hmm.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And stump work and ribbon stitching. I think we've got all of the techniques we need.
And since Marcy avoids bullion knots, we need to throw bullion knots in there. So
For sure.
yeah, Marcy, you have to practice them because they really are beautiful
And they're fun to do.
and they are fun to do.
You know what I found about bullion knots, and this is just on the top of my head, that people have a hard time with them because there are a couple of like really important
True.
preparation things you
Yes.
need to do. You can't do a knot easily unless your fabric is stretched in a frame.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you try to do it in by hand, you can do it, but it can get really more complicated.
Absolutely. That is definitely a key. And the needle.
And the proper needle,
The
of
proper
course, for
needle.
a bullion. But and then there are other ways to get your to hold your needle, to figure out your needle, and all that stuff. But the main thing is to make sure that you have, if you can, have both hands free. Oh my God, you can do any knot.
Definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's. I found that as soon as I got my frame that allowed me to have both hands not on the frame, I wasn't holding it with one hand and trying to stitch with the other. I had both hands to make the knots.
Absolutely.
Then I was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because you need both hands for that knot.
It would be really good if that was the case for anyone who was doing any knot, but particularly the bullion.
Bullions, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Look at all of the wonderful ideas.
Work.
So Norma, we have done drawn thread. We called it hem stitching, but it's called drawn thread for a reason. You actually cut and withdraw the thread. So they call it drawn thread then in English. But actually, they're most often used in a hem stitching situation. So we often call it hem stitching. Also, to separate hem stitching and drawn thread, because one of the designers in the needlework field has named their company Drawn Thread.
Yeah.
So it gets very confusing. So we've decided to stick with hem stitching for our drawn thread work, which it still is drawn thread work. So thank you, Norma. More pulled work or patterns or stitches. Pulled work, that's the other one. Yes, of course. And we've got such beautiful patterns in pulled work. Excellent. Joanne wants to know what type of frames would you recommend? Well, we've had some frames. We've even carried them on our website. They were beautifully made at first.
Yes.
By the father. Then the father retired, and the mother, and they retired, and their son took over.
Yeah.
And even though the frames were okay still, they weren't made with the same kind of care. And then the delivery of the frames, or the promise of the delivery of the frames, and the time that they actually got delivered became longer and longer and longer. We couldn't in all fairness, continue to support his company. And it's not because they're bad people, nothing like that. But, we want to make sure that people get what they're paid for.
Absolutely. So to recommend their frames just wouldn't be fair to you because you might be waiting up to 6 months to a year before you actually received it.
So there are other frames
Yeah.
on the market.
Yeah.
And the one that we have is called a lap frame.
Yes.
Which you can set on your lap or you can set it on the table. So instead of having one that's a floor frame that's big, you can get one that would fit on your lap. And just look up lap frame for needlework and Google that and look at one that you like the best.
Yes. There's some beautiful frames out there.
Absolutely. Pattern darning. It is a technique. Thank you. Love it. Dorothy says lap held or floor stand. Well, both actually work really well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
By the way, Dorothy, I have a floor stand here. I think it was on our website for a while.
It might still be on the website.
It might be on the website. Go and check the frames under tools. I think it's other. Just check the website and look for, what would it be called? Stand? Floor stand?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember now. It might be floor frame or something like that.
It's in under tools. So do have a quick peek and see if it's something that you're interested in. Okay?
It's actually a really nice frame.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or stand.
Yes. But many people would prefer lap frames rather than a floor stand because the floor stand is just bigger. That's all. It works just as well.
It's not as easy to put it away.
Exactly. And Nora says, I use a Kay's Creation lap stand and I love it. And that is pretty much what we use.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we have used theirs for ages, but to get them now, you may find that the ordering might take a little longer than you might expect. So Kay's Creation lap frame, we use the one that's called
the Standard Z.
Standard Z frame.
Yeah.
Okay. That is exactly what it's called. Any of the other ones don't have this the side free.
Yeah.
We love having the Standard Z. Basically has only one arm on one side instead of both arms on both sides. Both sides. It has only one arm, and so you can put your hand in behind much more easily.
We can actually show it right there.
Sure. Again, I wish we could recommend it wholeheartedly, but once you get the frame, it's awesome.
Yes.
I mean,
it's just the time that it would take to get the frame.
Exactly. So this is one that I had set up to show some of the hem stitching that I was videoing. So you can see that it has its own, very stiff, its own side pieces here, and they can be lengthened if you like.
Yeah, but as you can see, you got freedom
on this side. Along here. Exactly. So when I'm stitching with this one, and I'm stitching with my right hand, I can go underneath just easily as anything. Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
I hope that helps. Thank you, Nora. That was very good. Good answer. Okay, well, we're getting to the end of our stream, and that was really interesting. I love all your suggestions, as usual. They're so smart. You guys are so smart. We just love all of the things that you do. And I'm going to pick out an angel card for all of you today. I'm not going to ask for anybody to pick just an individual one. This is an angel card is an angel card for the day.
Okay, you want me to pick it or you?
I do want you to pick it.
Okay, let's see.
This is for every one of you. And you can read it out.
You are only responsible for your happiness.
Oh, so you are responsible for your happiness, not anybody else.
Not anybody else.
Okay, that's a really good one for the day. I have to remember that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that, other people are responsible for my happiness.
Like, why aren't you making me happy?
Oh, that's funny. Thanks, Nora. That's great. So we have the new pattern is out, and this is the February portion.
Yes.
So you're going to see a section of the main sampler, the 3 month long sampler.
Basically the hem stitching part of it.
Exactly. So this part is the January part. And underneath this, on the same piece of fabric, you're going to be stitching this new vine. Do you see the vine? Okay, and then do you also see that at the top there is a gray section, and the gray section says that was stitched in January. Okay, that's the hem stitching that most of you have done. So when you see the hem stitching is literally 2 fabric threads apart from the vine. So this is the bottom of the hem stitching, and then there's 2 fabric threads that are open, and then is the vine. Okay, so that is last January. This is the beginning of the February portion of your 12-inch long sampler that we're doing in 3 months. Okay, good. Let's see. I use a case creation, Amazon Care. Which model, please? What does that mean, Dorothy Wendell?
Which model of frame?
Oh, if it's a model of frame, it's called
a standard Z frame.
Z frame.
And it's a lap frame. But on the website, we have a floor stand frame still available.
Yes, but it's not a standard lap frame.
It's not a lap frame.
Okay. DC Ryan says, yeah, something that looks easier for me. Yes, exactly. That's why we did it. That's why I did it. I love it. How pretty. Thank you. Thank you. I think you're going to really enjoy that. And we have one more little thing we want to show. We are going to be auctioning off this adorable needle roll. I almost don't want to auction it off. Are you sure we have another one?
Yes.
You sure?
I'm
pretty sure?
Well, yeah, I certainly hope so.
Because I don't want to be without one of these.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
This is the beautiful little needle roll that was created by Lisa. In other words, finished by Lisa. I stitched the main part, right? Was it me that stitched the main part?
It could have been one of our...
Donna?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this one is actually, the pansies are a little bigger than I'd probably make them. Anyway, this is so sweet. And as a collector of needle rolls, this one should be in your collection. It's called...
Thoughts of You.
Yes, Thoughts of You. And that was the pattern that actually we ran out of. So it became discontinued for quite some time.
Yeah, but it's back available again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the pattern is available. It looks a little bit like the pansy sampler, but it's made of silk ribbon at the top in particular, and then of course all the beautiful hardanger and all the various different specialty stitches throughout. So this one's going to be auctioned.
Yes.
And last week it was she calls herself Marlene on Facebook, Marlene Eufrasio.
Yes, but it's Andrea.
Yes, she won the bid for the last one, which was the gazebo roses, and that's already on its way to her. She has paid for the piece and for the shipping, and it is so exciting to see these pieces go to people who really love needlework enough to know how much and how valuable they are. It's really fun to give one of these things away too. If you don't want it yourself, you can always give this as a beautiful present to anyone who loves needlework. So are we done?
I think so. I think I must get on with other things.
I think I do too. Thank you. Take care. Thanks, Jennifer. Oh, I love that needle roll, says Jennifer Davis. I do too. And take care of everyone and have a wonderful weekend.
Yep.
Oh, Karen says, I hope you find happiness this weekend. The angel card is singing, I can tell. So I hope all of you do find happiness, just like she said.
Exactly.
And Nikki says goodbye, just at the end there. So have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.